If you're new to trolling offshore in South Florida, this video is exactly for you. Today I'm going to show you how we troll on our 24-foot center console. No outriggers, just 4 rods, and still manage to catch tuna, mahi, wahoo, sailfish, and kingfish. We're going to cover everything: setup, spread, trolling speed, where to fish, and the biggest mistakes I see beginners make. I'm Dylan, and let's jump right into this video. Alright, first things first, you don't need a massive boat to catch pelagics. Seriously, people always think you need a giant sport fish with 10 rods and outriggers. We fish on a 24-foot center console and we run 4 rods max, 2 top lines and 2 planer rods. That's it. And if your spread is clean and your baits are swimming right, the bites are going to come. For reels, only use conventional setups when trolling. We use both Shimano TLDs and Penn Squalls. Both are tough, reliable, and take abuse when big fish hit. Here's how we rig them. So the 2 top lines are usually the Penn Squalls. We rig them with 40-pound braid, and then I add a 50-foot mono top shot to the lure. That little bit of mono is huge. It acts like a shock absorber when a big fish hits at 7 or 8 knots. Otherwise, you'll either pull hooks or snap off. Now for planer rods, we go a little heavier. We run 60 to 80 pound braid. You might think it's overkill, but the amount of tension that goes into this kind of fishing is crazy. And especially if a 40-pound wahoo comes around and slams your bait. If you guys are not sure how to planer fish, I highly recommend heading over to a local tackle shop and letting them rig you up. At first, you may think it's difficult, but in all honesty, it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. We'll be breaking planer fishing down in a future video. And if you guys have any questions about trolling, just let us know in the comments below. So you honestly don't need crazy rods, reels, or lures to start catching fish. Just make sure your spread is clean, your baits are swimming naturally, and focus on fishing smart. Now let's talk about where to troll, because this is where most beginners go wrong. A lot of people run offshore, put their lines out, and just drive. That rarely works. Instead, you want to look for life. Here in South Florida, that means looking for weed lines, color changes in the water, birds working, current edges, or bait showing up on your sonar. If the water looks dead, move. Don't just sit there dragging your baits. If you see scattered weed and flying fish, put in the time and work that area. Most of our bites come when we're paying attention, not just dragging baits around blindly. If you're paying attention while trolling, you'll notice little signs of activity, and that's when you start getting those consistent bites. Alright, now let's break down the spread. We like to keep it simple. Our 2 planer rods go deep. That's where a lot of wahoo and big kingfish bites happen. We usually fish a 4 and a number 6 planer. The number 6 planer dives deeper, so we keep it right near the boat. We send the number 4 planer a little further behind. Now on the surface way behind the boat, we run the Barjack's tuna striker on a bird teaser. The bird splashes, creates commotion, and the Barjack's tuna striker works its magic. And this lure somehow always figures out a way to find fish. Now closer to the boat, not too far back, we run our mahi chugger. That thing pushes water and gets attention. Mahi and even tuna will come right up into the prop wash to eat those baits. The big tip here is stagger your lines. Don't run everything the same distance or you'll tangle the second you turn. Keep it clean, keep it simple, and the bites will come. Now speed is next. We usually troll around 7 to 8 knots, but don't just stare at your GPS, watch your lures. If they're popping out of the water, you're too fast, and if they're not making any commotion, you're too slow. You want your bait swimming naturally, like a real bait fish. Every day offshore is different. Conditions change, fish react differently, so pay attention and adjust. Now before we wrap up this video, here are a few mistakes that will definitely cost you fish. Number 1, trolling against the current. Your baits won't swim right, and you'll be fighting the water instead of the fish. And this is one of those tips that will be a game changer for you. Now number 2, running giant lures. Some people think big baits catch big fish. Nope, we've caught giant wahoo and even sailfish on tiny lures. Small baits get a ton of action and they get crushed. Now number 3, blind trolling. If you're not fishing life, structure, weed lines, or bait, your odds drop big time. And number 4, catching a fish and not working that area. I've seen so many people catch a tuna, mahi, or even a wahoo and just keep trolling. No, don't do that. These fish all travel in packs. You can easily end up with a few mahi, tuna, or wahoo in your cooler if you just work that area that got you your first hit. And that's really it to trolling. You don't need outriggers, you don't need 10 rods, you don't need a giant sport fish. Keep it simple, pay attention, and run a clean spread. We hope you guys enjoyed this fishing video, and we'll see you in the next Barjack's Family Fishing video.